Last night on Gutfeld, Donald Trump cracked jokes about the second assassination attempt. Watch this.
The Secret Service did a great job. They saw the barrel of a gun, big gun.
Yeah.
And it came out through bushes. And how many people would see that? First, you know, he really was very exceptional to have done it. And we've been going through a lot of it. We're getting very good at it, but I don't want to say that too loudly because we don't want to bring any jinxes.
Okay. Senator Rick Scott, Republican from the great state of Florida, joins me now. Mr. Senator, I think Trump came across as engaging and likable in his performance last night. I think it was a home run. What say you?
I agree, and he is. You know, I've known the president actually before I was even governor, and he is engaging. He's fun to be around. He's funny. But yeah, I thought that was a great interview. Thank God for our Secret Service. We have great Secret Service members all across the country. They did a great job keeping him safe. This vile rhetoric by the Democrats against Trump has to stop. I still think the federal government, should be putting out more information on what happened in Butler, what happened, last weekend. So I think we need more information. But I have a bill that will guarantee any nominee will have the same level of protection as the sitting president going forward, because this is not normal to have our presidential candidates being shot at twice in 65 days. This has got to stop.
Senator, change the subject for a second. At least 20 people are dead, hundreds wounded, after a second wave of devices owned by Hezbollah exploded in Lebanon. Senator, some Democrats are apoplectic about this. Bernie Sanders wants to stop arms sales to Israel. AOC wants an investigation. I don't get it. What is wrong with killing terrorists?
Nothing. If every terrorist was dead, that would be a better day for the world. It'd be a better day for every American. It'd be a better day for every Israeli. So whoever did it, your heart goes out to the people that were not terrorists that lost their life. The terrorists that lost their lives, you can't feel sorry for them. They chose that life. And let's all remember, we still have American hostages in Gaza. And I wish our president, our vice president, would start talking about how we're going to get those hostages home. You feel sorry for people in Israel still.
Why does the administration consistently want to restrain Israel?
I think they're playing to the left, the pro-Hamas, crazy people in their party, and they're trying to get their votes in November. I don't get it. There's American hostages in Gaza right now. It doesn't make any sense. I just met with some individuals from northern Israel yesterday that because of what Hezbollah has been doing, they've been out of their homes for, I think, months now. And I don't know when they're going to get to go back. So I'm very appreciative of what Israel does. They're going to do everything they can to take care of their citizens. We need to support them. Every Democrat that fails to support Israel and supports Hamas, they're absolutely crazy.
I'll leave it right there. But, Mr. Senator, I want you to listen to why one retired military official thinks President Kamala Harris would send a powerful message to Putin. You've got to watch this. Roll tape.
She's an inspiration. Not only is she positive and does she bring hope and optimism, but as a black woman, the product of a mixed marriage, she will inspire millions of people throughout the world. People like Vladimir Putin are going to say, hey, wait a minute. These guys, they truly have a democratic country. They truly are representative. They truly are fighting for all their people. And Kamala Harris is a manifestation of that.
Mr. Senator, I don't get it. Putin impressed by her diversity? Have at it, Senator.
That's pretty funny. I mean, Putin's not going to be worried about diversity. The Ayatollah's not worried about diversity. The Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, they're going to laugh. I mean, can you imagine Harris negotiating a ceasefire with Putin? I mean, you can't even think. I mean, what would she talk about? I mean, it's just hard to believe. Who would even say? You have to be a complete partisan hack to even say something as crazy as what that individual said.
He was a military guy, no less. Anyway, better leave it there. Senator Rick Scott, that was fun. Thanks very much for being with us today. We'll see you again real soon. Got it.
Bye, Stuart.